Alright guys, in this video I'm going to give you basically an overall overview of my home office. My home office studio where I do all my editing, ideas, just pretty much everything that we do in business pretty much is done here. This is my office. When Lacey has another office, we'll do a tour of hers a little bit later, but just to kind of give you a little insight of what my workspace typically looks like on a day-to-day basis. Sometimes it's actually a lot more messier in here, if that's a word, because I'm working on a lot of stuff, but just kind of give you an idea of really what I got here in my home office. So let's just start off with here's my Manfrotto Tripod. I got a mic stand there that I've had for a long time. I don't use it that often, but here and there I use it for different things. One of my different lights. Here's my desk. Let's just start with that. This is my workspace. This is where I do all my editing. I've got my computer here. Let me close some of this stuff out. All this, I'm always working on something. There's my Blue Yeti microphone. Gotta have some skills for those late nights working, editing. Something to keep you up. Of course, got my whiteboard. There's my daughters right there. And this is typically, this is my Mac, and this is just a monitor here that I use. There's my tablet. But most of my editing is actually done on this computer here. I've got a MacBook Pro where I've had this one for a long time. I need to get a new one. I don't do too much editing on this one anymore. Just mainly use it for just other basic things or whatever. But this was the first computer I used when I first started doing a lot of major editing. Was this one. Still works. And of course my Mac monitor. And then I've got an HP computer that I use to run different types of marketing programs that I have that only run on Windows. So it's typically what I use that for. I don't really use it as a day-to-day machine. It's mostly just used for running certain types of programs. So that's pretty much my workspace, pretty much right there. That's what I'm doing most of the time right here. And of course I'll basically take a nap here on this little sofa, and I've got like a blacked out curtain here because a lot of times I'm doing different types of videos and I need to black out this particular window, so I just pretty much just leave this one up. I have one for this window as well, but I take it down when I'm not using it so I can just get some sunlight. You can see right outside right there, but I usually have another one that I put over this window when I'm trying to black out the room for certain types of videos. And this is my little gadget corner. Backpacks, cameras, lenses, all kinds of accessories, and I've got, television there and some other stuff and gadgets and books and stuff, some of my favorite, books. You got Gary Vee and, Tony Robbins and my other favorites as well. And then a lot of my other video stuff down here and gadgets and accessories and all that good stuff. Right, it's pretty much right there. So it's pretty much the gist of it all, except for this here. And then I've got this big gray, which is actually paper. This is actually paper, right? It's just paper. You can get these like at BNC or a camera store, about $50. Even if you can get them on Amazon as well. Of course, I have a gray one, and I've got a white one, a white roll, which is right here. It's right there. I took that one down. I use a lot of pretty much use this gray background. So a lot of the videos, the promos that you've seen for this course, they were done. This was the actual background. Okay, so it's pretty cool how it works out. And then I've got some of my other cameras here. There was my first camera that I started using, really making a lot of videos with back in the day, and then some stuff there, just decorative type things. This is another camera that I used a little bit. It's just a camcorder, basic $200 camcorder that I bought from Best Buy. I think I bought that actually when this one actually stopped working, because it's DV tape. It only used tape. It doesn't have like memory. When that stopped working because there's a lot of moving parts there. So when that finally gave up, I went and bought this one temporarily for like a week to use it for some training videos. And every now and then I use it, but I really don't use it that often. That's why it's like a decorative item, if you will. But like a week or two after I bought that camera, I bought my Canon 70D, which is the camera that I'm filming this on right now. So I've had this camera that you're looking at for quite some time. So let me think here. I think that's pretty much it. But I will say, here, let me turn my deal around here. I will say that, do it this way, that you don't need to go out and get everything right now. All these things that you've seen, oh, I didn't show you this, I'm looking at it. This deal here, this is my drone, right? My drone actually is in this little case right there. So, but we'll talk about that a little bit later, right? But I was trying to think if I missed anything. I don't think I missed anything. I think that's pretty much my workspace. I pretty much got everything I need in regards of editing, entertainment, chillaxing, if you will. But like I was saying, you don't need to go and buy everything, right? Just take your time. That's all I did. I didn't go out and I didn't have all this stuff in the beginning. I started with, a little bit at a time. I had a Mac first because I was trying to do some different things way back in the day. And then I got a HD camera when they first became available. And then, then I got a few other things. And then a few other things, right? And I've got a lot of stuff because just over time, I've collected a lot of things and different types of video equipment that I use for whatever I'm trying to do. So you don't have to go out and buy everything right now. So I just wanted to put that disclaimer. Yeah, we've got a lot of stuff now, but it hadn't always been like that. Box lights. There's one. Here's my ring light that I use in a lot of my videos. Love those ring lights. There's another one here. And then I've got another taller one, but I think it's in the loft area. So, but it pretty much looks just like those, right? It just way taller, just goes way up high. So I've got that in another room. But that's pretty much, I think that's it. So, but again, this is where I'm at. This is what I do every day in terms of, editing video, doing audios. I do it all here in this little space. And whatever your space is, just make it work. And again, like I said in some of the other videos, one thing about people that make a lot of videos, we make it work. Whatever it is that we have, we make it work. And a lot of it just being creative and doing what you can do. Sometimes you'll have to, if you're trying to do something, you might have to get something. Like for example, that board here, that gray board. Well, I wanted a background that was dark and that I can create a really cool gradient type of image. And we'll be doing some training on that as well later. So I had to go out and get a dark gray, backdrop to make that effect, right? How much did it cost me? Well, maybe a 20-minute drive there to the camera store and 20-minute drive back, and 55 or 56 bucks, right? So, but I didn't buy all this stuff at the same time. And I always tell people that. Sometimes people come into town and they want to see my workspace and they come in like, man, you got a lot of stuff. I'm like, just over time. It wasn't like I got all the stuff at the same time. It was just a little bit of this, a little bit of that over time. I'll be trying to do something and I need to get something. So let me get that. And then I have it. Then I can use that for other types of videos. So I just wanted to throw that in there. That's pretty much what I have here. But that's pretty much my workspace, guys. This is where I'm at. most of the day right here. Okay, editing, maybe just working, doing some marketing or what have you. If I'm not outside somewhere filming or something like that. But typically most of my work day is usually right here. You know, just in front of the computer, you know, editing, doing whatever I need to do to produce whatever it is that I'm trying to produce. So with that said, hopefully you like that. Just wanted to share. A lot of people don't get that, you know, get the opportunity to see this. So just wanted to show you what my workspace looks like, and you know, maybe it can kind of help you see how you might want to have yours. It doesn't need to be like mine. Mine isn't perfect. I just used the space that I have to make it work for me, right? And if you came into this space, you might have it a totally different way that works best for you. And that's what I always try to tell people. Learn from others, but still you're going to flip it and make it your own, because it's going to work best for you, right? And that's what I've done in this particular space. So, and it works for me. So with that said, hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you on the next video.